What's going on, guys? It's Jack here, back with another NBA draft profile for the 2017 NBA draft. Looking today at Ike Anigbogu, the forward center from UCLA, originally from San Diego. Now, at 18 and a half years old, he's one of the youngest players in this year's draft. And this guy is fearless with a constant motor. When you watch him play, there's definitely aspects of his game that remind you of a guy like Tristan Thompson. At 6'10", 250 with a 7'6" wingspan. He's got all the measurables you'd want in today's modern day center. And he had a 32.5-inch vertical. Don't know what his max vert is, but he's definitely an explosive athlete when given the space to move in on the court, rather. And so therefore you look at this player and you see a guy who's very raw currently, but has a lot of potential going forward. And he played limited minutes at UCLA behind another touted forward, TJ Leaf, and center Thomas Welsh. And so, he came off the bench most games and had a late start to the season. But when he was in there, he was definitely the enforcer, the physical presence that UCLA needed. Because let's face it, for the most part, that was a finesse team, an offensive-minded team. And he gave them more of a physical aspect, a defensive rim protector that they sorely needed, and therefore, was one of the reasons they had such a successful season, along with obviously having a point guard like Lonzo Ball, putting everyone in place. And speaking of Lonzo Ball, I think that's one of the reasons Ike came out this season, because I think that his stock would have been hurt coming back, and then, his skills I don't think would have had enough time to develop. And the offense wouldn't have run quite as smoothly without Lonzo. I'm projecting here. And so therefore, it made sense for Ike, even with his lack of experience, to, jump into the 2017 draft, where he's got a shot to go anywhere from late lottery to, late first, early second round, in my opinion. And this player, he's a smooth, fluid athlete. He moves his feet really well. Like I said, he's got some Tristan Thompson-like qualities, right? He can recover really well in the pick and roll. He blocks shots there well. And, his recognition in the pick and roll especially is much better than you'd expect for a player with, the limited experience that he had. Like I said earlier, he's fearless. He contests everything. And, he doesn't care if he gets dunked on. This guy he'll go up. If he gets dunked on, great. If he blocks the shot, great. He's going to the next play. And that's one thing I really appreciate about Anigbogu. He's fearless. And his motor just keeps going. Now, some negatives for Ike. He's very raw, guys. He is very raw. He took, according to Draft Express, he took a total of 8 jump shots in the season at UCLA, and his free throw percentage was just a hair over 50%. So there's not a lot of shooting touch there to look forward to expand on at the next level. And so therefore, you're not looking at a guy who could project maybe as a stretch 4, stretch 5 type guy. He's a pure rim running, rim protecting center. Defensively, I really like the aggression, the fearlessness, but he was definitely overly aggressive. And at times just reckless. 7.6 fouls per 40 minutes, again, from Draft Express. And so, therefore, that just shows that over-aggression, really. He just needs to improve at becoming more aware, calming down a little bit, and knowing when to take those chances on the defensive end of the court. Rebounding. His defensive rebounding, he competes, like I said earlier in the video, but he doesn't have the most natural instincts on that end of the court. Offensively, he's a much better rebounder than defensively, but defensive rebounding, really, you got to be able to seal those out, and he's got to just improve boxing out and becoming more comfortable on that end of the court. Play recognition, I mentioned earlier, as a positive in the pick and roll, but on other instances, when the ball's rotating, he can be a step late in recovering, and that's the times when his athleticism, he's very explosive in space, but in tight areas where there's contact, he tends not to be as explosive, and that's when, you could see him get dunked on or a lay-in over his head. And lastly here, he's going to need time to develop at the next level. He's very raw, but he has the qualities you look for in today's modern center. He's going to attack the rim on both ends of the court. He's going to protect the basket. And, this player, I truly think, has a chance to develop into that center that you need in today's NBA, and could be one of these centers who, is a center making an impact on a winning team. But he's going to need time, and I can't stress that enough. He's going to need time to develop at the next level. Yes, you're not expecting him to develop post moves or, improve his jump shot a whole lot, but he's got to improve it some, and he's got to just become he's got to improve his basketball awareness, basketball IQ, and that just comes with game reps. And so I think he's going to get a lot of opportunities in the summer league, lots of and reps in practice, as well as a guy who's going to be able to come off the bench initially as your backup center. And so some teams I think that could be in play for a guy like Ike. One team that comes to mind immediately is the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, they have John Henson currently, and they've been playing Thon Maker at center, but boy would it be exciting if you could add Ike at the center position, shift Thon down to the 4, Giannis at the 3. Whatever happens with Jabari, it's tough to bank on him coming off of two ACL injuries, and so that team I could really see being the fit for Ike. Guys, let me know what teams you think could be the fit for him, and what do you see? Do you think he's just too raw, and his athleticism, while good, may not be great enough to succeed at the next level? I would love to hear from you guys. What other players you want to see me talk about and dissect here before the NBA draft? What other types of videos? We are getting close to the draft here, and it's a very exciting time. Going to be doing some mock drafts, looking at teams as a whole, what prospects do colleges have as a whole, and just really delving further into this NBA draft class. But thanks guys for listening. Remember, if you are new, to hit that subscribe button, and I am out.